The dead man's switch. Your plane hits the SeaTac tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in the cramped back seat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of the Redmond Barrens. Organ Grinders, a legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough for Nuyen, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems like this is where Sam Watts' body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. New objective. Ask the coroner about Sam Watts. Seems like a nice place. In the back! Okay. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty fake fresh of industrial-grade antiseptic. Oh, there he is. Dresden. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf, whistling a tune. His broad grin says, "I love my job," a little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, so it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. Sorry, didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir? Are you the coroner? I'm John Dresden, the Organ Grinders branch manager here. So yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are? Finneas. I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder. Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client. But what makes you think he's here? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right, he's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet, what with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So who told you he was dead? Sam did. Nope. Let's not mention the money. Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch. The dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. A dead man's switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here. Guy's a little quick on the draw. Here's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown. Ripper, huh? Emerald City Ripper? He sighs. Not my title. That's what the Seattle Press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that the original Jack, our Ripper, knows how to handle a scalpel. But this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim. What prize did the Ripper take from Sam? Watts' liver was cleanly cut out. How about the other lucky contestants? The first victim's heart was missing and the third had the spleen removed. Dresden! Get out here. Who's this fucking rascal? I'm here about the Rippervic, Sam Watts. Well, fucking, then I got business with you, McCluskey. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of Central Casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this new Rippervic, Watts, name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? The coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time? Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Ripper cases might take it to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed, with a slim hand that knows his way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and metahuman anatomy, too. So I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon. Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You know, damn help, dwarf. The Lone Star detective finally notices you. You notice superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? Strength 4. Fucking none of your business, lumpy. His face contorts in a hideous snarl. You're funny, troll. Maybe we'll find another time to do a little dance later. You and me. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. Well, that guy's just a treat. Dresden. Do you always make friends that easily? I'm great at dinner parties. He cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Sam was there when I needed him. I'm gonna return the favor. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another $10 million a week in his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I do to help you? What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report is that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. What's an organ go for these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of nuyen, but individual organs? Not worth as much anymore, what with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days. Organ grinders only deals in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky, though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. On the take, who's holding McCluskey's leash? I don't know, but someone with some major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. I just want to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Dresden looks at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find something useful? Okay, I'll do that. New objective, open the morgue drawer. Looks like I made a new friend because I fucking yelled at that detective fella. What do we got here? The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. Open the drawer. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Whoa, easy there. It's Jake Armitage! In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. Do I look like a damn alarm clock? Give me a break, chummer. Haven't had my soy calf yet. He chuckles. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? I'll ask the questions. What the hell are you doing in a morgue drawer? Well, playing dead mostly. A bunch of gangers out there want my head and I'd rather keep it. Figured I'd lay low for a while, give them some time to cool down. Jake yells towards the other side of the room. John, is this guy cool? Yeah, he's on the level. Working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I think you could help him out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day? Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses, might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Alright then, the name's Jake. And you? Call me Finneas Irk. Nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right, I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder, poor guy. He was hanging at the Seamstresses Union that night, tripped out and rowdy. I'd been laying low there for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangers got the jump on me. Damn, maybe I need some soy cap after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyways. Now what's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching sound as Dresden continues his work. Thanks, John, you're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat court bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work out so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him. Till he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last day in this place. You've done this before? It's a long story. I end up in the morgue more often than the average guy. Yeah, Jake's a regular. Should have started a rewards card, Jake. A few more visits and you get a free night's stay. Jake laughs. I'll hold you to that, John. Anyway, they found Sam's body less than a block away from the Union, missing liver and all. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leader's got the whole gang searching the barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night, trust me. Jake eyes you up and down. Maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. What'd you say? Fucking sure, guy from the Super Nintendo Shadowrun. It's nice to have someone watching your back out there, assuming you can trust them. I get it. Gotta be careful in this trade. I'm not one to go back on a deal, though. John can vouch for that. Plus, you know where I'm hiding out, right? Doesn't leave me a lot of room to sell you out. What do you say? I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Alright, Jake, count me in. Great! Been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers, but this stretch of the Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to the morgue in one piece without packing some heat. Yells over his shoulder. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So, you need a weapon? Ooh, what gun should I use? Pistol, shotgun. Happen to have an SMG with you? I'll use a shotgun. That's what a troll would use. Like the subtle approach. Hey, all right, try this cannon out. A street sweeper. So, ready for an evening out in the town? Just a minute. Tell me more about these gangers first. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in town. Their symbol is a flaming jack-o'-lantern. But you wouldn't like their version of trick-or-treating that much. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. He's got all the Halloweeners in the Barrens looking for me. If we take him out, maybe I can breathe a bit easier. Just watch my back. Don't make me regret this. If you follow your lead, I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't looking for you, yet. We can leave whenever you're ready. Alright. What's this? Dockwagon basic trauma kit. Don't mind if I do. Basic med kit. Let's head on out. Head out to the Barrens? You betcha. Running the Seattle sprawl, and sooner or later you'll find yourself in the Redmond Barrens. It doesn't matter your business, the Barrens doesn't like you. Take 1 part radioactive wasteland, 3 parts dog-eat-dog slum, add a dash of tourist trap, and you've got a recipe for mean as hell. You leave the sanitized death and formaldehyde of organ grinders behind, entering the anarchy and desperation of the streets. Jake stops a moment to breathe deeply, filling his lungs with motorcycle exhaust, radioactive dust, cordite, and who knows what else. He exhales with an expression of wry contentment. The stench and grime tell him he's home. Continue. My stash is just around the corner in the alley. New objective, find Jake's stash. Ooh, it's got a little compass. It's pretty fucking slick. Nice art. Does the bus stop here? Oh, you're gonna get fucking killed. Looking for a date? Trolls are my favorite. Well, once you go troll, you never stop going troll. Oh, this must be it. Just a bunch of junk. Here we go. Hidden in the garbage through an alley is a high-tech safe with a mag card reader on the front. Open the safe with Jake's mag card. With a smooth hiss, the safe opens to reveal a collection of gear that is a perfect match for your skills. You take the gear. Who the fuck? Hand over the loot, bozos. You fucking silly kids. Got my street sweeper. Boom! I made the right choice. I made the right choice. $49. Let's just increase that accuracy there. Gotcha. So, welcome to the Barrens. Guess I'll need to find a new spot to hide my gear. Good dead drops are so hard to keep. He chuckles. Well, at least they were too dumb to break my maglock. Now that you've got some gear, let's go deal with those Halloweeners. Oh, who's this delightful chap? He's a worried man. The man before you appears well-mannered but nervous. Excuse me, sir, I don't know you, but you look like you can handle yourself in a fight, and we need some help. I only fight when I've been paid to, sir. Oh, we can pay you. Some thugs are shaking down the market we've set up here. It's been getting worse lately. I don't think we can afford to pay them forever, but no one will stand up to them, and Lone Star isn't about to get involved. How many of them are there, and how much are you paying? I think there's only 2 of them right now. I can't talk about price, but Mrs. James will surely reward you fairly. Well, my current client is pretty patient, because he's dead. Where are they? Oh, thank you. Just keep heading north. You'll see it at the end of the street. Maybe I want to go this way. Who's this? Sarah. Her clothes may be dirty, but this woman is far from downtrodden. Hey, not that it's my business, but I wouldn't go that way. What's going on down there? Just some Halloweeners stirring up trouble again. She points to the south. They rode in this morning on those fancy bikes, set up camp in the old street market. They've been marching up and down the street all day, shaking down anyone that wanders past. Typical. Well, odds are those are the guys we're after. Anything else I should know about those gangers? Well, their leader's a big old troll named John Paul. Real piece of work even for a wiener. Yeah, that's him. Jake checks his pistol. They're going to be in for a rude surprise. You might want to clear up before the shooting starts. She looks you over with the nods. Don't need to worry about me. I know how to lay low. They're a tough bunch, though. Don't say I didn't warn you. Is that them? I want to go to the other way first. Maybe. Not sure. What's up here? Commerce is like a weed, taking root in the cracks and crevices of the world whenever it can. A small street market has flourished here amidst the crumbling buildings of the Redmond Barrens. Nobody to talk to, but there is this... But we barely have anything left. Not my problem. Pay up by morning or else. Oh, sounds like you're the one I'm going to murder for money. The thug attempts to use his bulk and hideous breath to intimidate the shopkeeper. The old woman is holding firm, but you can see the thug's patience fading fast, and he looks like he's about to start breaking things. Who the hell are you? Etiquette gang. Oh, fucking perfect. Hey man, I'm with you, but I saw a pig rig cruiser just blocked down. Might want to come back tomorrow. Drek, for real? Alright, we'll settle this later. Thanks, chummer. No problem. Wink, wink. Mrs. James. Thank you for your help. They'll be back soon, though. At least you bought us some time to scrape together the rest of the money. Karma gain 1. How do I fucking spend it? This is me. Spend karma 4. Alright. We've determined that I use shotguns. Too bad shotguns comes from quickness. Let's see if we can get any fancy magic. Increase spellbook slot? No. Ley lines become visible. Increase spellbook slot. Spellbook slot. Okay. Where's shotgun? Increases the chance for greater than normal damage. Ranged combat. And shotgun. Kneecap. Ooh. Confirm. How's Finneas? He's good. Jake probably auto levels up. Close our little PDA here. What do we got? Anyone else wants to be our friend? No? Okay, so we're just about ready to kill these Halloweeners.